react as moving forward. Like, you have to be making progress at all times. Try to make this push the cord to where this. There we go.
Yeah,
all right, so it looks like Hive 5 is ready up.
I definitely see what you mean, though. That the two snail gates are, you know, just that much closer. But we've seen in multiple games that distance is exactly the distance that is prevented victory.
And honestly, so one of the reasons queen victories are so difficult is look how long that center thing is. You can just hover as a queen on there and you're safe.
True.
So it's the whole width of the field. So you'll see here immediately. Look at all the. Okay, that's a rough start. Though I will say. Rough start for Phil Collins. They lost their
big economic lead.
Big economic lead, but they did lose a kill on their queen. Again, this map isn't too dire on queen kills, so it may not be that big of a loss for them.
They're playing working the econ.
Working econ. They managed to get those kills. Again, it's about in the very beginning, that first encounter on that bottom center platform is really important.
Here they go. Here they go.
Diving through. Phil Collins sweeping the court.
Two more needed. Excuse me.
They're going for the last one. This is it, unless they make it. They're making it right here. Phil Collins cleaning the court with a speed econ match. Wow, applause to them.
That's metagaming at its finest right there, where they dialed in their strategy.
Again, they sacrificed their queen for that up on the econ in the beginning, and it's too fast of a map to let that slide.
And we go to 1-1. 1-1. Hive 5 won the first game.
Both econ.
Yeah, both of them economic victories.
If econ wasn't strong enough on the last map, it's even stronger on this one. So you're going to see a lot of econ victories here. Again, we approached a snail, but again, the queen dive right from the sides there. Always right before that gate, the queen has an opportunity to put a stop to it. You throw a worker in the way and stall him out.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see the obvious reason for why there are so many more economic victories is that there's just two paths into the base.
There's two paths, and you fall into it. Instead of having to be... Your platforming is more about obtaining berries. The rest of it's just falling.
Right.
You just fall right through. And actually, one of my favorite things to do when I was playing this map is you see how you both start right in the center to drop down. You can actually land if you start on the inside of the center platform and start running towards your base on the drop. You can actually navigate entirely around that platform and kind of go right to the snail. There's ways to trim seconds like that you'll see players kind of go for.
Yeah, we see Phil Collins again was rushing to that economic victory and going straight down to the bottom, back up to the top.
You'll see though, it looks like Hive 5 is going very strong military. They're killing workers, but they're not clearing berries. You need a second worker Hive to get those berries out of there.
Hive 5, Phil Collins does not seem interested in deviating from this strategy.
It doesn't. You know what? They're playing strong. They're managing to juke out the Warriors pretty strong. You'll see they got three people in the base. They got to clear out those berries. Okay. At least the Warrior did that.
They just don't care if they die.
They got one berry left. They need one more.
I think they're going to take this again.
They got a Speed Warrior though. If that Speed Warrior can, I guess. This is the last one. They're hovering.
This is a dare. This is a dare. It says you can't stop.
Holy cow. All they need to do, if they don't get those berries out, they're going to do an invuln jump.
There it is.
That's it. Phil Collins taking the second match.
And Hive 5 is on tilt right now. They don't know how to deal with this economic rush strategy. The defense is not enough. Defense isn't enough.
Second economic victory in a row, right? Okay. I was talking
Yeah, so it's Hive, Collins.
Hive 5 has got to come up with a way to deal with this economic rush. Because right now, Phil Collins...
this would be the point to switch over to Snail, because if they're not putting out any warriors, you can just rush that speed Snail in, and it's over way before you would have to be going over to econ.
Right, and it's sort of a rock paper scissors thing where it doesn't immediately address the economic problem, but by proxy it forces them to respond.
Absolutely.
We'll see if they come up with that, or if they're going to keep on trying to defend.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, it's up to the Hive. I think the Hive 5 has to kind of. They're the ones who kind of need to present a new method of play. Phil Collins is, and you know Phil Collins can play a strong military game.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like Hive 5 might have more experience on the night map. So I'm curious actually to see. We'll see this first encounter. Hive 5 managed to get through and grab their gate. They're going to get two warriors immediately. That was crucial.
They're going for three warriors.
Three warriors. It was crucial that they
They're going snail. They know what
were
to
able
do.
to
They
take
know how
that.
to respond to this.
Phil Collins didn't take that gate in the very beginning, and High Five was able to slip in a warrior from it.
Phil Collins is not responding to this. Oh, but one good warrior clears everything out.
Cleared out that entire advantage. Well, the thing is, okay, High Five had gates. They are responding. They're bringing the snail back.
Oh my God, the warrior play out of Phil Collins, the military victory that you talked about, the skill is too much, and they're bringing the snail advantage.
They have snail advantage. They have. There's no econ happening on High Five right now. But they do only have one queen life left. They need to stop bobbing. That blue queen just needs to not move. Maybe grab gates, but don't move otherwise. Like, that bob is dangerous. They need to get out of there. That warrior could end this game right now. I've never seen a queen victory on this map. Maybe one, actually. All it takes is a dive. There can be a dive from above right there.
The queen knows what to do, though.
But you know what? They secured it. They didn't kill the queen. It's 3-1. Phil Collins.
High Five got maybe even a little too fixated on getting that last queen kill.
I think so, yeah. I mean, they didn't have a strong enough defense. And defense is hard on that, too, because, again, you're dropping in. Rather than that one single entrance, you have both sides to come in on. It's a lot more ground to cover. And if you have two people jumping around in there...
Right, and it gives the worker the advantage because you're coming from the top rather than the bottom. So you can't die immediately.
This is Phil Collins,
Yeah.
The military victorious team.
Running a strong econ game.
Yeah.
Right.
It's interesting.
Now this is 3-1 now in favor of Phil Collins. High Five has got to come up with a different strategy here. And they tried it. They tried to go for the snail right away. But the warrior game out of Phil Collins was just too strong.
It's very strong.
I mean, you got to be scared right now if you're the High Five. You really have to.
And they've been able to be pretty lax most of the time.
Yeah, I feel like they came into this match not really being all that scared of this at all. They'd already beaten Phil Collins once before, and now they're getting destroyed. All right, here we go with the High Five going full econ right now.
You know, that's what they do best at this map. I've seen them run this on casuals, and they're really strong with it. Surprisingly, no approach to snail.
High Five workers.
I think High Five, if they have the same kind of worker play that Phil Collins has, they're going to be able to take it. But Phil Collins is sneaking in a snail, seeing that opportunity to counteract the full warrior switch. I'm sorry, full worker switch.
The econ game, though, from the High Five is too good.
And they were able to it was smart that they pulled out their warrior because that's where Phil Collins has kind of been lax. They just throw all four at it.
Good juke from the warrior on the High Five.
They only got 3 berries left. Between the two of these workers, they're going to be able to get at least one in. And that queen has to kick that berry over. That's smart. There you go.
Okay, so just 2 more needed from the High Five. 3 more from Phil Collins. It's an econ game through and through. No one cares about anything else. 2-2.
Oh,
one more.
High Five
more.
Gets that worker in. They need to. This is it. This could be it.
There it is.
There it is. The High Five grabs the second victory with an econ.
And we're now 3-2.
3-2.
All 5 economic victories. How does that change things?
This is the most boring game. No variance. All econ. No, I'm kidding.
But it's almost...
It's different approaches to econ. Like, there's so much that goes into running a successful econ.
What helped the High Five last time, I actually saw a couple of times they have got one worker on that team who is falling perfectly and maneuvering
That's
without
what I'm saying.
ever touching the platform.
There's like such an importance to that because it can come down to the second. Also, it should be noted, especially in tight queen matches, that even if you see that last worker putting in that last berry, you just dash for that queen, because there have been cases where the queen has been killed while the last berry is. It takes 2 or 3 seconds to process.
Well, we got queens already battling out.
Yeah, and we already got 4 berries in for
both teams.
For both teams. It's going to be a matter of who grabs a warrior and who executes stronger on it.
There are no warriors on the map right now.
No warrior.
Not give a shit.
This is a dangerous move from Phil Collins riding that snail. I don't think they have the speed. If they had a speed, maybe. But now, it leaves the High...
It's so fast. The economy from the High Five, they only need 3 more.
You know what? Collins
the snail is never going to work.
Phil Collins only needs... a smart riding of the queen's head. They need 2 more. That queen has to dive. That's it. The High Five takes it.
3. We're going to Game 7 in the grand finals of the Logan Arcade Killer Queen Tournament.
If High Five claims this, they are victors. If Phil Collins claims this, they're going to have to win an entire second series.
Yeah, these two teams are, I believe, undefeated.
No, Phil Collins.
1-1, yeah.
Phil Collins has got to win this next match just to stay alive.
Just to stay alive. Otherwise, it looks like High Five could take it.
High Five takes this match, the tournament is over. They can walk away with the glamorous grand prize of
self-respect.
I think there was an entry fee, though, correct?
Oh, correct. They also do win a cash prize. Yeah, and so Phil Collins will get their money back. And then
Second place gets their money back.
Second place gets their money back.
Winner takes the rest.
Winner takes the rest of the pot.
We got both teams over here with various looks on their face. It's not a game. Once again, we got Phil Collins with the Freddie Mercury mustache working in their favor. Very strong mustache.
You know, they have a strong Freddie Mercury mustache game.
High Five looking very serious right now. It's the first time I've seen that in this tournament.
Yeah, they're shaking. They're, it's not. I mean, they've won the last 2 matches, but not without a fight, and it's been like, close. That econ, they were 1 berry away, and it was on its way to the Hive.
It's like I wouldn't say that they're shaking, but I would say that they're definitely paying attention.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. They kind of woke up a bit. This is where, I mean, if anything, maybe not engaging in the food and the beers, they're getting a little tired, and you don't want to go on the snooze.
Yeah, this looks like Pizza Pals in the comments. The comments said it best. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
That's all I can say to talk about this.
I think that's a proper response. We have 1 wow in all caps and another wow, wow, wow. So
wow, wow, wow.
That's bow, wow, 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 wow. That's how we're feeling here as well. There's so much stimulus right now between the tournament and all the flashing and flickering of the cabinets.
Well, it looks like we're going to be ready to go here in just about.
Yeah, it looks like Phil Collins is finalizing strategy.
But they're about ready to go. They're all hunched over the keyboard.
High Five is raring to go.
There it is.
The blips and bloops of a started match. We got the countdown for potentially the final match today. Let's see if High Five can close it out, or if Phil Collins wants to take it to another series. A dangerously fast econ coming from High Five. Phil Collins not approaching econ at all. They're going for a fast snail, and the queen is going to take care of it right now. This is dangerous from.
Nice.
All right.
Nice defense.
That was a gutsy move from Phil Collins to make this change in the final match that could potentially have them out of the show. They all have moved to military though.
That's their strength.
This is smart though. They're able to kill the workers and still protect the snail, except that 1 worker managed to keep it alive. It looks like High Five is halfway through a military victory. There is a member of Phil Collins who's kind of just dumping berries kind of passively. I think they don't have as much gates.
They don't have a lot of chances.
Phil Collins did grab just a speed gate now though, hoping to probably take the snail. And they gotta get those warriors in there. Queen, just too late to protect the speed warrior. Well, at least the warrior's able to pick up their berry.
High Five needs 3 more, and there's a long way to go on that snail so
They
far.
have to keep those warriors on guarding, and holy cow, this is going to be down to the wire.
Oh, absolutely down to the wire, but I think the snail's got the snail.
They got to get those berries out in the corner. That's the last berry. It's the last
God.
berry. The High Five is taking the series.
God!
That was it.
One of the closest matches yet in this tournament, Game 7. The High Five
An
takes the entire tournament.
econ sweep of a series. It was down to the 7th match. The High Five takes.
My heart's pounding.
Right.
Not even being sarcastic.
They just worked their way all the way to the top.
But we're going to have handshakes between these 2 teams.
And the High Five seems to have taken the series. We got handshakes, GGs all around.